There's already some people on here. That's good. If you guys would let me know that you can hear me properly, because I know last time the audio was really screwy. I'm really sorry about that. There's already some people on here. That's Hopefully good. This is working. If you guys would let me know that you can hear me properly, because I know last time the audio was really screwy. I'm really sorry about that. There's already some people on here. That's good. Blah. What was that? So sorry about that. So sorry. So hopefully that fixed it. I think I was like watching my own stream somehow through my phone. Okay, I think it's working. It's working. I'm just gonna mess with some things. Yeah. How is everyone? There we go. There's some more light. Okay. How's everyone? Well, this is like off to a great start. But anyway, I really, really appreciate you guys understanding for my not being there yesterday. I got stuck in the snow because winter driving is a thing, and that happened. Hello. And yeah, but I will say, like, I got stuck in the snow, and then 2 angels just appeared out of nowhere and pushed me out. And I just love, I know this sounds weird, but like I almost love when things go wrong, because then it's like, then that happens. Then you have this like beautiful story and this beautiful moment of like human connection. I know this sounds really Pollyanna, but I really mean that. Like, I was so high after these 2 guys helped me out, and they were so kind to me. And like, I was trying to help them, and they were like, "No, get in the car. It's cold. It's cold." And they just did the whole job for me. I don't know. And I'm sure they felt pretty good about it too, because I don't know about you guys, but like, I feel good when I like rise to an occasion and I'm like a superhero in that way. So yeah, that's the story. All right. So today I titled this Nothing to Change But Self. So maybe like I feel like that's a term that someone coined, someone came up with at some point. And I have moved through many different understandings of this concept. And it gets deeper and deeper and richer the more I kind of explore and understand. Yeah, sound is much better. Yeah, I'm so glad it got fixed. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, but so as I like go through my journey, my process, I understand the statement, there's nothing to change but self, so much like better and so much clearer. And I see it. You really only really understand something when you see it out there in the world and you're like, oh, it's true. It's true. So, and I use this too because like there's a lot of things I want to talk about, and this is a really good umbrella for it because it's such a blanket statement. It's like guess what, guys? Like, there's nothing to change but self. And by self, I mean like who you really are, which is your awareness. That's who you really are. That's big you, little you. I like had a stream where I talked about that. Like, big you is consciousness itself. So there's nothing to change but your own consciousness. And it's through that you also change little self, and then you change everything that happens out there in the world, in the reality. Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to like, this is going to sound really funny, but one of the things that I wanted to bring into this conversation that I've noticed in the past week is, I don't know if any of you guys have watched Blind Date. Okay. If you have, cool. Let's talk about it. If you have not, it's a reality TV show. Now, I don't watch a lot of reality TV, but someone recommended this and they were like, I think you would like this. Sorry, I have to do that voice when I come up with anything. Yeah, any reality TV show. They were like, I think you would like this because, you know, it's about like not being superficial and about like loving the person for who they really are. Okay. And like, I'm sorry. I find this show very, very funny for multiple reasons because I think it's like really well intentioned, but it's such a base level of understanding of like of who we are, really, honestly. Anyway, so what happens is these contestants, like the girls and the guys are separated, and the contestants go into these pods and they get to talk to you know, everyone's trying to find the love of their life or whatever, and they get to talk to potential partners. No, I know you don't have to watch this, but just hear me out, okay, about the show, because it's going to be important. Anyway, they get to talk to potential partners and get to know the real them, you know, without physical appearance, without like all the prejudice that goes into dating. Sorry, I really have to say this. And 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 I honestly, like, I turned it off so quickly the first time, because it starts off and you're meeting all the contestants and everyone is just like, you know, dating is just so superficial and everyone is so materialistic these days. And it's just, you know, I've dealt with a lot of insecurities in my life, and I don't like this about my body and I don't like this about my body, and it's going to be so great to not be judged for that. Okay. So it's like, oh, this wonderful solution to love. Oh, what if we weren't judged by like our physical appearance? Like, isn't that what it's really about, being loved for who you are? I know you guys, like, maybe some of you are like, well, yeah, shouldn't we be loved for who we are? Okay, there's nothing to feel insecure about. Like like, in a way, this game, and it is a game, is perpetuating the idea that you are being judged, that dating is superficial, that you have these insecurities, you know, that you have insecurities. These people are like continuing up the story that they feel insecure and that they're not okay with it and that other people aren't okay with it. And so this is a wonderful solution. And and that's why, like, I turned it off so quickly, because it just starts off with everyone pounding what they don't like about themselves. Um and like, and what they don't like about dating and what they don't like about men and like all the hard things that they've gone through. Anyway, so I like, yeah, I had to turn it off really, really quickly, because I don't know, I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of people projecting their insecurities onto others and then like maintaining these stories about themselves that aren't what they prefer, that aren't how they wish to see themselves. And then like being heralded as brave or something. So like another thing that the show does is like whenever there's like that intimate moment, and I'm a sucker for those intimate moments, I'll let you know, I'm a sucker. But there's like, yeah, just so you know, like, I used to be overweight. And it's like a really big moment for her. I know it's a big moment for her. This sounds like I'm being so mean, but I know it's a big moment. But like then the dramatic music comes up and like the guy's like, mm-hmm. And he's really understanding. And then it's like happy romantic music or whatever that sparks up. And it's like, oh, wow, those are the like moments of connection. That's like what brings people together. And I really don't want that to be the thing. I don't want that to be love. I don't want those to be the moments that bring people together. I understand that like there's a famous for those of you like Rumi, I think he's the one that said like the wound is where the light enters you. So I think there is something beautiful about difficulty and hardship, and I understand why we lean in when someone is vulnerable and shares it in that way. It's just the praise and the like the attention that you get for that. Attention sounds bad, but it's like the like enforcement of that story. Okay, you can have that, but then you get to have it. Everything that you say, you get to have. Every awareness of yourself, you get to have. So for instance, for me, I got a lot better, let's just say that. I like got my shit together, and I found myself telling people, this was like specifically on dates, but I remember telling people, oh, you know, I've come so far. And I realized that like my sense of pride, pretty much like the thing that I felt was really working in my life was that I was no longer the person I used to be. That was the thing that was really impressive. Okay? And then I had this moment where I was like, they don't know who I'm talking about. Like I'm saying, oh, I used to be this and now I'm this. They never met that before person. They never met that person. To them, that person never existed. They're just seeing this. And I mean, sure, if that makes me feel good about myself, okay. But it's not actually, I don't know why I am holding on to this as a sense of self-esteem. That at least I'm not that, oh, I got all my shit together. Like, I would actually like to have self-esteem around something other than at least I'm not that. So that's kind of how I feel about whatever adversity. Oh, and I also think that personally, I think we don't have to deal with adversity to be good people. I don't think we do. I think it's just like when things start going badly, we go, okay, obviously I'm doing something that I don't like. Obviously things aren't working in the way I want. And so then we start exploring other things. So it's like if you get on the right path, you can just stay on that right path. But if you take a wrong turn, at some point you're going to have to turn yourself around. So that's how I feel about adversity. Anyway, so like getting back to the like bigger umbrella, I know you guys love that I brought up blind date. Yeah, I'm sure. But it's like if those people, if those contestants would just like change how they see themselves, change how they see dating, change how they see men or women, and take that into every interaction. Like they have nothing to hide. They actually don't. And another thing about physical appearance, by the way, is like that is as much an expression of you as anything else. It really is. I know it's like, oh, but I want them to see the real me. So real you is everything that you express. Real you is everything that you express. So yes, you have hopes and dreams and you have a personality and you have a sense of humor and you have intelligence and you also have a physical body and that is part of you too. And there's nothing wrong with that. It gets to be any shape, any size, anything you want, but it is an expression of you. And it's fair that people get to see that, like, that get to interact with that. And there's nothing to be insecure about. There's nothing. It's an expression of you. And if you don't like it, guess what? Change it. Not through, like, I mean, if you want to, like, exercise or, I don't know why we care about being skinny or being fat. I mean, other than health reasons. But you change it not through effort. Actually, you change it up here first. You change your identity of self. Okay, even if you're not in the like spiritual, whatever, even if you're like more on like a practical, scientific kind of level of thinking, you know, habit and how people change has really been like explored and talked about. If any of you guys have read Atomic Habits by, I want to say his name is Daniel Clear. Anyway, he breaks down how like habit happens, how to change your life basically, because whatever you do kind of routinely is going to be your life. So he breaks that down and he says like the most important step of forming a habit is through identity. Okay, so the second that you identify yourself as someone, everything's going to conform to that because you will act in character to who you have decided yourself to be. This is again like big you and little you. Big you consciousness says, oh, I'm Janessa, I'm in my room, I have long hair, and I'm talking to you guys, and whatever, all the other things. I have green eyes, whatever. I say that, and then that places me in a location. I have like stability within that, and I can live a life through that. Okay, but if I were to change my concept of self, I can do that. It might take some time because it's been so well established. You know, I've gotten so much stability, to put it that way, within this self-concept, but I can change it at any moment. I really can. And then it's just through persevering and consistency with that I continue to be like, no, I'm this now, I'm this now, I'm this now. And when it comes to others and the world at large and circumstances, so like I don't encounter superficial people. I really don't. I know I made fun of those people on whatever reality TV show. But almost like to a scary amount, I end up in like really deep conversations really quickly with people. And I don't intentionally go out and do that. Sorry, if you guys hear like a baby in the background, that's my niece. She just arrived. Anyway, I don't intentionally go out, like I've been on a lot of first dates. Okay, this is weird, but I've been on a lot of first dates where literally within the first 5 minutes we're in some like deep esoteric discussion. Hi, I'm busy.
Okay, you know they're here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Anyway, and I mean, I think obviously that can only be a reflection of me, of like where I'm at and how people respond to me and how people like read me and how I read into them. Like I just see people as being really capable of keeping up with me, first of all, and like I don't know, just really intelligent and really like worth my respect and worth my time. Everyone. And when I believe that in people, they show up that way for me. They really do. I think I was lucky enough. This is like kind of a little thing about me, but whatever. So I think I've mentioned this. Oh, I want to hear about superficial people. Yeah, I grew up kind of with spiritual parents. And so one thing that we would always do around dinner was we would say grace every night. We'd say, for what we are about to receive, may we truly thankful, amen. But we would also say namaste, okay? And I used to find this really embarrassing as a kid. Like if friends came over, I was like, oh my god. And namaste means like the light in me sees the light in you. Okay, so I grew up with that. It was like, right, I see people for who they actually are. And and I remember I kind of like so again, everyone is how you see them, is how you hold them in your awareness. So this is kind of hypocritical of me to say, because how I see my father is going to be reflected out like that. But I remember there was one day that I said to my dad, because he had this certain opinion about someone, I was like, we say this every day. We say namaste every day. And how can you hold this horrible opinion about this person? How can you do that? Like you're being a hypocrite. And I think a lot of people are hypocrites. I think it's hard not to be a hypocrite, honestly, because I think we encounter certain people that are trying and we're like, no, I don't want to give that to you. I don't want to make you out to be a good person. I want to be justified in my opinion of you, and I want to be right in this situation. I want to be the victim. I want to be the one who was disrespected, or I want to be the one who, whatever it is, you know? But if you can come from a place that they're actually providing everything that you need, that they are the kindest, sweetest person that you have ever met, that they're a little angel sent by God or whatever, and you come from that place, you come from the place where they've only ever treated you with respect, they're gonna show you that. It might not be immediate, it might not, but if you stick to it, that's how they will show up, because they'll be forced to, because they are projections of your consciousness. That isn't to say that like other people aren't real. They're real and they're having their own experiences. But around you, in your bubble, in your reality, they have to conform, like they have to match your identity and your consciousness, your awareness of what your reality is. So, and like I experienced this weekend actually, where I kind of got a bit, I don't know if I got a bit triggered, but it was like, whatever, I was with someone and I was like, and I started like getting annoyed a little bit. And I had to, like, in my head, be like, no, 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 no. Like, so even, like, through the annoyance, had to be like, no, no, no. This person is great. This person is great. This person is great. This person is great. And then the next day, they were everything and more. They were. So that's something too, like, you're allowed to have feelings about people, you're allowed to be frustrated, you're allowed to be annoyed, you're allowed to be angry. But you also are keeping a story. You're like holding the pieces. You are holding them in a certain pattern. And so if you don't like the pattern, I'm sorry, but that's on you. That's on you. So are you going to change it or are you not? And you don't have to change anything. You don't have to. But it's on you. Okay, I'm going to see what people have been commenting. I feel like I also wanted to talk about something else, but I can't think of it right now. Okay, wait. Fatal Framer. What are your numbers? What do they have? Maybe they're just going up. Not sure if I've really met much of any superficial people in real life, but I'm afraid of coming across too many at once or in frequency and how to deal with that. I don't. So you don't, but you're like afraid of them? Hey, Attila. I mean, it can be scary. I'm not saying that there's not superficial people out there. Am I saying that? Anyway. I'm just saying, like, the things show up to like, make you right. So, also, too, by the way, like, don't take people at face value. Like, first of all, people lie. People say things. It doesn't matter if they say, like, do you buy it? Are you like, oh, they said this, therefore this. Like, I was right. They said that, I was right. People change their mind all the time, and people present, like, different information all the time. And people are so quick to, like, jump to conclusions. Like, let's talk about superficiality, okay? You're being, in a way, like, let's actually talk about what superficiality means. It means, like, taking things on the surface. So it's like, you're just jumping to, like, the first conclusion that comes to your mind about what a person is if they say X. Why are you doing that? Like, haven't you said stupid things before? Haven't you? You're late to the party. Okay. Just go to Malibu. See? I've been to Malibu. I mean, yeah. Like, I've been in Hollywood. Like, people aren't superficial, actually. I met really nice people. Like, really smart, nice, interesting people. Almost exclusively. Really. To the point where I, like, don't even know what that means. If you can't find a good person, be the good person. Yeah, okay. So, that quote is, if you can't find a good person, be the good person. All right, which also to me is the quote from Gandhi, which is, be the change you want to see in the world. So, I have a different level of understanding of this than I used to. So if we just let's take it at, like, a more base understanding. So yeah, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the good person. Be the good person. And this is something I experience on a daily basis. And I'm really good at now, after a lot of practice. To me, it's like give what you want to get, basically. So if there's no good person around, you be the good person. And people will start, gravitating towards that. People will start, oh, I'll do that too. I'll do that too. You change your environment. It's not the other way around. And if you have a different belief, then, like, change that. Change that you think, oh, I'm like helpless to whatever environment I'm in. No, change that story. Change that story to, like, people are affected by me. I changed the temperature of the room. Because you do, actually. You do. You are that powerful. So you be the good in the world. You be the good and watch how easy it is, actually. It is so easy to make someone's day better. Like, give compliments. Be kind. Look people in the eye. Be respectful. Let someone go first. Just assume the best of people. Like, see them how they want to see themselves. That will go so far, so far. And it's fun, too. Like, it really is. Being nice is fun. It feels good. It feels good. Those guys, like, who helped me out of my ditch, my snow ditch, they didn't have to do that. We actually do like helping one another. Because we get to be heroes. Like, we get to... I think that's the best feeling in the world, is that, like, we change someone's day. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing, too. If you're actually doing it, you have no attachment to how it is received. Like, that's the thing that I think people sometimes get stuck by. Yeah, I was having a conversation with... So they think, if I do this, I'm supposed to get something. Okay. If you're just doing it for the sake of doing it, you don't care what the response is. Or you trust that the response is right, regardless of what it looks like. So don't, yeah, like, this is a thing about, I think I'm gonna need to do a video about, like, being kind and nice. Because it's subtle, but it's very different. If you're, like, genuinely nice, you almost don't think of it as being nice. Like, you're almost just kind of, like, in it, and you're like, that's just who I am. Like, I just like telling people they look good. Like, I'm not doing it to get something from them. I'm just doing it because why not? And that's when it's really good. But when you're doing something because, so the best way I can put this is, like, where you're coming from. If you're doing something because you think that person is really upset with me, for instance, that person's upset with me, so I'm gonna be nice because then maybe they'll be nice to me. So that might work. That might work. But you're holding from that place. That person is upset with you. So I have done that in my life a lot. Yeah, kind of nice. I will do that, actually. That's a great idea. So, but I have done that a lot in my formative years. I have done that a lot of being very, very careful and very, very nice because I thought, people are being nice to me. I need to pay them back. I need to do something to show my appreciation for them, and I need them to continue to be nice to me. And if I don't, then there are consequences. So that is in a way manipulation. Like, not even in a way. It is. It's a different form of manipulation. You don't actually have to do that, because if you come from that person respects me, that person loves me, that person is a great person, you genuinely want to treat them well. You just do. You just do. You're not just giving them blanket, like, not blanket, but, you know, you're not like a brown noser. You're not trying to milk them out of anything by giving the compliment. It's genuine. It's real. And people feel that. Kindness costs absolutely nothing. So I just want to say, like, there is that distinction about kindness, though. And it's really good to recognize it. And again, this is, like, the position that you hold people from. So it's, like, even if they've, like, just insulted you to your face, you can up here be like, that person is so great. That person just treated me so well. That person is being so good to me. And from there, your actions and your attitude towards them is going to be completely different. I know that sounds... And don't worry about, like... Another thing is, do not worry... Again, I can only speak, like... Don't worry that you're a pushover. If you're a nice person... And again, I think a lot of people on my channel are nice people. I think everyone's... But I think, like, sensitive types have kind of discovered me. So... do not worry that you're a pushover. Let that go. It's not a weakness to be nice. It's not. Anyone who tells you otherwise, like, I don't care. It's not a weakness, all right? It's a strength. It's a huge strength, all right? And so if there's any like part of you that has heard people say like you need to stand up for yourself and you need to be tough and you need to put people in their place and all of that. No, you don't. You don't actually. And like I just say that from believing that for many years and trying to do that, trying to like, you know, find this like person who was like, no, gonna put people in their place. I mean, if you really think it works for you, it works for you. But then what you are is you're consistently the person who has to put people in their place. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do that. If you like being that person, be that person. You're so sweet. If you like being that person who's like, if that comes naturally to you, okay, if you're just like an outspoken, like loud person and it feels great to be that, keep doing that. I'm so glad that you have that and you're just able to like churn it out, because we need people like that. Absolutely. But that is not me. And I don't have to be that. I don't have to work that way. I don't have to get what I want that way. I do not have to get what I want that way. Okay. No. And definitely in relationships, it's like you do not have to like discipline people. You know what I mean? A Navy medic instead. Cool. I like that. All right. I've talked enough. I like talking. I hope all of this has been helpful and useful. How are you guys doing? Let's see. Kindness is giving. Yeah, kindness costs nothing. Okay. Yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Navy medic? Why do you want to be a Navy medic? Another thing too that I think is really useful, again, speaking from personal experience, is like, I think you talked about that. I think I knew that. Or at least you mentioned. I mean, I know Marine is not Army, right? I'm really sorry. I don't know enough of that world. This might sound like really too specific, but this is something I used to deal with, is like I was afraid to speak because I thought that people wouldn't understand me. So that is just like one more example of me assuming something of others and then kind of contorting myself to like overcome that, either like not speaking or really being choosy with my words, or really like mostly not speaking or holding things back. So assume that others like get you. I just think that's a really nice thing to assume, to affirm, to like to push out. Like just have it that other people get you to the extent that you need to be gotten, you know? I had to be mean. Oh. Yeah, you did. Well, okay, but you're here now. Right? I mean, you're the furthest thing from mean I can think of. Also, toughness is not necessarily mean. I don't know. But I've never gone through any kind of training like that. I can't imagine what it's like. The other thing with like toughness too, like that's something else that kind of gets spewed out there. Like you gotta be tough. Like if you want to make it in how, whatever. Yeah, you gotta be like this. Like people will give you prescriptions for like how you gotta be to be successful, or how you gotta be to like make it. Yeah, they're just telling you their rules. That's not true. You don't have to be anything. And I've met so many great, strong, capable people who are like, oh my God, they have hearts of gold. Gold, honestly. Okay. I don't think you're just trying. I think you're succeeding. Really. And like, you can let that story go. You can let go of that. It's okay. It's okay. You're here now. Okay. You can let it go. What do I do when I want to learn more about yourself? Can you give me more, what do you want to know about yourself? Like, there's a lot to know about yourself. So I guess I would be more specific. What do you want to know about yourself? Something I've been thinking of lately in regards to, yeah, we don't. That's a good point. Something I've been thinking about lately in regards to knowing your issues. You know, so I am someone, like, at the age of 10, I remember, do you guys hear her? She's not usually this crying. Yeah, that's an adjective. Try to challenge yourself. Yeah, that's great. That's a great advice. I think with that, kind of in regards to that, to actually know your issues, meaning like to know something that is preventing you or something that is in the way, like go after what you want, either in here or like physically. That's actually how you figure it out, because it'll show up. Don't like just like be sitting around going, oh, I think I have this bad concept about myself. Like, just go in pursuit of what you want, and everything that has been holding that back will show up. It's like if you want to run a mile, you don't like sit down and you're like, run a mile as if that's hard. Anyway, maybe it is. You don't go like, so why can't I run a mile? Like, what's my thing that I can't do this? No, you like get out there and then you experience it and you're like, huh, yeah, I really don't have endurance or something. Anyway, it'll like show up. Your resistance will show up in the doing of it. And again, you don't pay attention to it. It's just like, okay, that's information, and then we're going to keep going. So that's kind of like knowing, not negative, but like knowing things about yourself that are potentially getting in the way of you living like the fullest, most beautiful, most spectacular life and being the very best version of yourself. That's what I would say. Just knowing about yourself, I mean, look into your reality. Pretty much, you want to know who you are. Well, and who you are meaning like how you see yourself. Like who you are is big self, is awareness, is consciousness. And I'm sorry if I repeat that so much, but it really is true and it really needs to be hammered in. Sorry. But like who you think you are, you know, look at into your reality. Look at the scenes in movies that you love, or the music you listen to, or your body, or your relationships, or look out into like actually what you've manifested, right? As a life for yourself. And that's who you are up till now. You can change it. Like when you feel you're upset for no reason, then you realize that you can't know the reason because you ain't clear with yourself. Wait, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna read that again. You can't know the reason. I would say you're never upset for no reason. If you're upset, from my understanding, I know some people say differently, from my understanding, it starts with thoughts and goes to feelings, okay? So, from my understanding, you thought something. You thought something and then got upset. Now, we have like 60,000 thoughts a day, so especially if you're not too aware, then you might miss the thoughts. Or they might be so habitual and so normal for you that you don't recognize them as even like a thought. It's just a way it was, and you were just like cruising along, and now you're upset and you're like, huh, what's happening? So you thought something. You thought something and it was upsetting to you. That's what I would say. And it's okay. Like, feel your feels, let it go, and just try to be a bit more observant. Oh, why am I upset right now? So if ever, like, you know, your emotions can just be like little signals saying, hey, we're thinking something, we're believing something right now. So it's useful in that way. And you can be like, okay, what am I believing in this moment? If you really don't know, that's okay too. Don't make a big deal of it. But like, just move through it. You might also realize later when you have more clarity. It's okay if you're not clear. You don't always have to know why things happen. It's okay. It's okay. That's what I would say is like, and then another thing I would say too with this, sorry, I'm giving like so much, like, affirm that you do know, that you're really good at knowing yourself. That's big. Yeah. Like, affirm that you know yourself and you know where you're at, that you're really good at like being observant of yourself, of your emotions, of your thoughts. Affirm that, like, create that self-concept of yourself. Yeah, that you know what's going on. You know what's going on, if that's important to you. I know the reason is there, but you don't know how to communicate with yourself. Yeah, you do. You do know how. I think it gets overcomplicated. Firstly, there's only one you. You're not really talking to, like, yourself. You are connected. So to me, what it sounds like is that in a way you have like a story of like a disconnect within yourself. Okay? And that is preventing you from like knowing yourself. That like you're kind of stuck in a story of not knowing what's going on, or not knowing yourself, or not being able to communicate, like you said. So that's going to show up. Like, things are going to occur like that for you. Things are going to show up in that way for you. So all there actually is, so you don't have to go digging, is what I'm saying. And you don't have to, like, you know, try to talk to, like, try to reach over there. There's nothing, like, outside of you, okay? You're just holding a point of view that is one, it sounds like, kind of confusion and lack of clarity. So you can just as easily form a new point of view where you have absolute clarity and absolute communication and absolute, like, understanding. You can actually hold that. And again, it's about consistency, but that's what I would offer you. And I say that from a place of, like, having had a point of view that, see, people just like to complicate things, but it's like I used to have a point of view that there was, like, really something to figure out, that everyone got something that I didn't get, and it made me, like, so angry and so furious, and I was always trying to, like, understand. I was always trying to understand and get to the bottom of things and trying to solve me. Like, it was like, I have all these problems, like, I need to solve them. You don't need to solve yourself. You don't need to figure it out. There's nothing to figure out unless you think there is something to figure out. But you're perfectly capable of living your life from exactly where you are. And you're perfectly capable of having everything you want exactly from where you are. Always. So I really hope that was helpful. What are you guys talking about right now? Don't worry, AJ, I'm sure she's cool with it. Okay, guys, let it go. You don't have a flaw. Just, guys, like, let go of all your flaws. Let it go. Can we all just forgive ourselves, like, right now? Everyone on this stream, can we just forgive ourselves for everything that we think we have, like, not done up to par? Like, it's gone. It's gone. We're all perfect. We're whole and complete, okay? It is horrible. Yeah, okay. So everyone, I'm just, like, decreeing this. Everyone now has forgiven themselves, and we're all moved on from, like, these, whatever. It's okay. There's never a reason to hold on to anything we don't want about ourselves. Imagine our friends and love. Yeah, you can change that. You know, whenever someone's like upset now in my reality, I'm like, no, they're not. I know that sounds like, it used to be a selfish thing because it used to be like, I'm really triggered by people being angry or whatever. And now I'm like, and now for them, I'm like, no, they're gonna get over this. They're gonna be okay. I'm just gonna walk away. I don't need to address this. And they are. And then again, I'm like, it's not that I've like stopped helping or giving to people, but it's like I'm giving from this place of like, I know who you are. Like don't give me bullshit like that pretending you're less than. You're like, I'm not buying it anymore. Wait, what? Okay, everyone forgave themselves. All right. I'm probably going to have to go. Zico, I'm sorry. I hope I helped too. But if not, you can comment or like email me or something. I'm probably gonna have to go and like hang out with my family and my baby niece, who is so cute. But yeah, do you guys have like anything else that you want to talk about, or that you just want to say, or like any last questions? Now's your chance. Or forever hold your peace. Okay, I'm glad everyone forgave themselves. Okay. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go. And yeah, I think then like the next live stream I'm gonna talk about kindness, but if there's something else you'd like to talk about, of course. I love your suggestions. Am I near Rosemont? I'm not, but I know where that is. I like that area. Yeah. Anyway, I love like all your suggestions and comments. It honestly helps me out too, because as much as I'll just like talk about whatever I'm feeling in the moment, I like want it to be relevant and important and make a difference in your life. So please, if there's something you would like me to talk about, please let me know. You kind of answered my question unintentionally. That's great. Okay. Okay. I'm really glad. All right. Okay. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Wait. Thank you, Matthew. Okay. Okay.